This is the Evergrande of the world's top 500 companies, which invested 100 billion in Guizhou to build the Guiyang Evergrande Cultural Tourism City. Its area is comparable to the previously introduced Wuhan Evergrande Technology City, but the construction difficulty is much greater. This was originally mountainous, so the hills had to be leveled before these unfinished buildings could be erected. The most eye-catching structure is this 15-story European-style castle hotel, which is now just a cement shell. Usually a large town has only one fairy tale street, but uniquely, there are two here. It was opened in 2021, mostly as restaurants, but now there is no management, and the doors and windows have all been stripped. Shaxian snacks, braised chicken with rice, northeastern dumplings, Cantonese fast food, 2020 Life supermarket. Passing through Fairy Tale Avenue, you can walk directly into the Cultural and Tourism City, where the architecture varies in style, as if stepping into an archaeological site of human civilization thousands of years later. In the official promotional video, this is a colorful and beautiful fairy tale theme park, comparable to Disney.
Witness the world's
cultural tourism destination. Guiyang Evergrande Cultural Tourism City.
Going back to the year 2018, many people in Guiyang, after watching the promotional video or viewing the showroom model, impulsively became Evergrande owners. At that time, the opening price was over 10,000. The good news is that the handover is basically completed now. The bad news is that the price has halved, which means that even selling the property would not clear the remaining mortgage. They might not know that Evergrande built a cultural and tourism city not for operation, but to acquire land at a low price for housing projects. Since the residential units were sold out, there's no need to continue with the cultural and tourism city. A netizen from Guangdong suggested that Huizhou should gather the strength of the entire province to complete the cultural and tourism city, transforming it like a butterfly emerging from a chrysalis. This netizen might not be aware that Guizhou's current priority is to resolve local debt. Forget about completing it. Even the budget for demolition won't be approved. It's highly likely it will remain abandoned for 20 years. The terrain of this land is very uneven, not suitable for establishing a factory. A netizen from Henan suggested it could serve as a retreat for hermits and a filming location. I think it's feasible, and when there's no filming, it can be turned into the largest FPV drone training field in China to cultivate national defense talent. After all, the role of drones in modern warfare is crucial. There's also a wildly imaginative proposal, an award-winning graduation project from the Central Academy of Fine Arts, where he plans to convert the cultural tourism city into a cemetery, accommodating 480,000 burial plots, solving Guiyang's burial needs for the next 20 years. This young man's vision is grand, but in doing so, the surrounding residential areas would turn into scenic properties, which should face significant resistance. Let's stop here with the Guiyang Cultural Tourism City. In the previous video's comments, many investors who bought financial products have been complaining about the owner of Dajingdong Tourist World. Coincidentally, a fan who used to be the owner's secretary told me that the owner, his wife and son have already been detained. Since the boss is already under control, the judicial process can proceed. So many houses can be auctioned off, and there are still hundreds of valuable classic cars inside, well protected. Each door has 2 locks. I was just taking pictures from outside through the glass. I asked Secretary Chen if his wages had been withheld. He said his personal salary had been settled, but the boss owes his family several million in construction payments. Isn't this worse than the investor's situation? Lastly, here's something interesting. In Dajingdong Tourism World, there is currently a hotel in operation, managed by another company that purchased it. This hotel cannot be booked online and exclusively accommodates tour groups, with a free country-style stage show every night at 8 p.m. It might be a bit lowbrow, but the girls from Guizhou are very pretty. Half an hour later, the scene changes, and a calligraphy master makes an appearance, wielding brush and ink. The host introduces the master's extensive resume confidently, saying it can withstand online scrutiny. They claim the master's work sold for over 1,690,000 at Sotheby's auction, but today it's just 300, without the 1,000, only $300 to take it home. This doesn't make sense. How can a small temple accommodate a big Buddha? I curiously searched on Baidu, and his resume is indeed extensive. I even found a video of his work being auctioned at Sotheby's. Strangely, the host took only 40 seconds from the start of the bidding to the final hammer, ending quickly. I found another real Sotheby's auction video for everyone to judge for themselves. From this perspective, the master's credentials seem somewhat questionable. A fan commented after watching my video that their family recently went on a trip to Guizhou and brought back a similar artwork. Actually, as the saying goes, a blessing in disguise. Given time, it's not impossible for a fake master to become a real one. It's suggested to have the artwork well framed and let time take care of the rest.